Hello and welcome to Pick a Card Palace. In today's Pick a Card reading, we will be answering the question, what were you supposed to learn from that situation? Whatever that situation is, it will depend on what you're thinking of, what situation that you're concerned about. For this reading, we have three options. This is option one, this is option two, and this is option three. Now, once you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the description box where you will find links to these three separate readings. I'm going to let you look at these photos and choose the one that you would like to pick as your option. All right. So if you chose this photo, option one, this will be your reading. So what were you supposed to learn from that situation? For those who chose option one, what were they supposed to learn from that situation? Okay, we have the Five of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have Justice. Okay. So option one, there's a lot of intensity here. Perhaps you were supposed to learn how to deal with conflict in a way that is fair and balanced and that allows for everyone to get the outcome that they want, or at least a good outcome for most people involved, if not everyone. Um, yes, it seems that this was, as I said, the energy here is quite intense, and you might have found yourself struggling with a lot of different opinions, different outlooks, different worldviews, and trying to work with someone or several someones in that kind of situation is obviously going to be challenging. But yes, you apparently were supposed to learn how to deal with all of that differentness, all of the competing interests, and kind of, I think I'd say, rise above it, not get bogged down in the petty details, not get caught up in this cycle of tit for tat, this situation in which, they hit you, so then you hit them back, or um, I get kind of an image of two siblings in the back seat of the car where the parents are in the front, and you're driving down the road, and the two kids are getting on each other's nerves, like on purpose. If you have siblings, you probably remember such times as those when you were growing up. But there came a point when probably you got old enough so that you realized to just not engage, you know, figure out a way to kind of ignore the aggravation because you know that the person's doing it to get a rise out of you. So I'm seeing that kind of situation here playing out, and you were being called to maybe be the adult in the room, or just like I said, figure out a way to um, rise above the strife and get a satisfactory conclusion for yourself. Okay, so let me see if we can find out anything else about this situation here. Option one. So, what was option one supposed to learn from this situation? We have Mercury and quintile. Okay, so yes, again, the cards are indicating you were to learn how to deal with communication issues in a creative way, one that leads to good outcomes for you and as many people as possible here involved. So um, I hope that you were able to figure out a way to get what you wanted out of that situation. But if not, for future reference, just think back on this situation and understand it from this perspective of what you were supposed to learn from it, so that maybe next time that you're in a situation like this one, you will know how to deal with it and maybe not struggle with it as much. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more cards here. I think, let's see. Is there anything else that option one should know about what they were supposed to learn from this situation that's on their mind? Okay, we have, I call this the baggage card. I don't actually know what the name of it actually is. But as you can see, it's got a lot of packages and whatnot. Okay, we also have the meeting card, as I call it. I don't know if these cards actually have specific names to them. Wonderful cards, but yes. Um, yeah, so I was talking about the group situation and this card coming out referencing meetings, referencing, you know, working together with uh, other people in a group to achieve some common goal. The cards are indicating that it's important to remember when going into these situations that people are bringing their own baggage, their own issues, their own biases and presuppositions um, to the table, and that none of that is actually your fault, and that it hopefully will help you to maybe not be as strongly affected by opinions and views that differ from your own, because you will understand, hey, this person has walked a certain path in life, and this is where they are, and because of where they've been, this is who they are, and that may differ from where I've been and who I am, but we can still work together towards a common goal if we can set aside, you know, the animosity that might come up when we are confronted with views that differ from our own. So that option one is what you were supposed to learn from that situation that was on your mind. Uh, I'm going to leave it here. So if you enjoyed this reading and you'd like to see more readings like this, please consider liking and or subscribing to my brand new channel. It's brand new at the time that I'm posting this video, but this video is timeless, as all of the readings here are. Again, thank you for joining me. Okay, so if you chose this photo, option 2, this will be your reading. And again, the question we're answering today is, what were you supposed to learn from that situation? So for option 2, what was option 2 supposed to learn from that situation that's on their minds, brought them here to this reading? We have the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and Judgment. Okay, so option 2. What were you supposed to learn from the situation that's on your mind? It looks like you were supposed to learn how to be. It's actually interesting because it's a contrast, I think, from option 1. But I think here it's saying that you were supposed to learn how to be assertive about what you believe, and open and direct in your communication. That if you had an idea or thoughts, opinions that were strongly held, that in the situation that you're thinking of, that you needed to be able to open up and not be afraid of what someone else might think or say in response to what you had to say and what you think. Yeah, this was, whatever that situation was, it was meant to maybe prod you, kind of gently or not so gently, push you into a place wherein you would just, be real and be open. Okay, let's see what else we can find out about this here for you, option 2. So what was option 2 supposed to learn about, what were they supposed to learn from that situation? Let me see, we have Ceres and Quincunx. So yes, this situation was in fact meant to help you become aware of your own needs so that you would express them, so that you would be able to not only ask for what you need, but require it. Not settle, not take whatever you could get or whatever the other person decided they wanted to put into it. If there was another person involved, that is. Sometimes the situation is not about another person. But since this is about expressing yourself, it could very well be about another person. But yeah, and it was the kind of situation in which you were going to have to stretch yourself, and it was outside of your comfort zone, yes, but life is that way sometimes. We are asked to rise to the occasion, and if we don't, then maybe we have regret later on. If we don't, then things don't work out as well as they could have otherwise. So if this is an ongoing situation, even though it sounds from the way I phrased the question like it's actually something in the past, if it is still somehow ongoing, certainly the cards are indicating that you should start opening up now. And if this is a past situation, then certainly in the future, keep this lesson in mind and apply it. Okay, I'm going to draw, I think, a couple more cards here for you, option 2, regarding this question we have here. So for option 2, what were they supposed to learn from this situation they're thinking of? Okay, we have the gentleman. I was just saying that this is possibly about another person. And there we go. Let me see. And we also have the windmill. Okay, so this may or may not be about another person, how you interact with them. It may just be in general that you were being asked to step into a more quote-unquote masculine energy, which doesn't mean you have to be male, of course, but it's more of a direct and initiating energy. It's not waiting to see what someone else is going to do or waiting for the situation to develop, but instead pushing forward with an idea of what you want to accomplish and fighting your way, as it were, to that goal. So yeah, the cards are indicating that what you were supposed to learn was to, yeah, be in that masculine energy, whether you're male or female. Okay, so option 2, this is your reading. If you liked this reading, please consider liking and or subscribing to this new channel I have so that I can continue to make this kind of content. Thank you for joining me. Okay, and if this is the card that you chose, the photo, I should say, option 3, this will be your reading. And again, the question we're answering today is, what were you supposed to learn from that situation, the situation that's on your mind, the situation that brought you to this reading? What were you supposed to learn from that situation? Okay, we have the King of Swords, the Lovers, and Death. So option 3, what were you supposed to learn from that situation? It seems you were supposed to learn when to let go, when to move on, how to think logically about perhaps emotional situations to arrive at the best conclusion, and then take action. Yeah. Sometimes, yes, the heart wants what it wants, but it's not actually for our highest good. And yes, maybe sometimes we invest a lot in something and it apparently comes to nothing. But along the way, there are often signposts, indicators, some people at times, maybe even what they call red flags, to try and grab our attention and help us to realize, hey, maybe I'm not quite on the right path with this here. And if you are not on the right path, then and you continue on that path, it may become rather difficult to continue on that path. Life or the universe may throw up and out all kinds of blockages. So again, the message here about what you were supposed to learn, the lesson, it seems, is about thinking critically and making wise decisions before things get out of hand, or before the universe has to maybe step in and create these blockages I was speaking of, which can be rather difficult. Okay, let's see what else we can find out here. Option 3, about what you were supposed to learn from. Oh, wait a second. Okay, I don't want to put these down, but I do want to acknowledge these kind of flipped out. Angular house and opposition. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Angular house and opposition. This is interesting because it is reminding me of kind of an interpersonal dynamic here. And I think we should probably acknowledge here that for many of you, this situation was one that had to do with you and your relationship with another person. So what you were supposed to learn was really, I don't know if I would call it a relationship skill. I would say more so that you were supposed to learn how to make the best decisions for yourself in regards to not just one particular relationship, even though it probably showed up that way in your particular situation, but it's just in general how to remember yourself in relationships. But let me see if I can actually get some cards here to answer the question, what you were supposed to learn from this situation. So what was option 3 supposed to learn from this situation? We have domicile and cardinal sign. So yes, you were supposed to learn, how to, I don't want to say focus on yourself within a relationship dynamic, but more so, as I said, to understand what's good for you and what's not, and to come at that in a logical way instead of maybe ignoring facts and clear outer circumstances that are there and that could very well help you to see what the truth is about the situation. But yes, so I'm just very much getting this idea here that you are supposed to learn to attend to yourself, take care of yourself, show up for yourself. So let me see if I can just get a couple more cards here for you, option 3. So what was option 3 supposed to learn from this situation that we are talking about here? Okay, we have the fish. And we have the tower. Now this here speaks to striking a balance, again, between the emotional and the logical. there is a need here to, or in this situation, there was a need to not go to any emotional extreme wherein you ignore the obvious, as I said, facts and circumstances that are right in front of you in the real world and in the 3D. There may perhaps have been a, a temptation to ignore all of those things, and perhaps you did, but the lesson was to not do that. So in the future, you can take what you were supposed to learn in this situation we're talking about and hopefully have better outcomes, because you will be paying attention and see the so-called red flags and blockages for what they actually are. Okay, so option 3, this is your reading. If you liked this kind of reading and you'd like to see more, please consider liking or subscribing to this channel. Until hopefully next time, goodbye, and thank you for joining me.